Welcome to the Ultimate History Quiz. Today, we're diving deep into world history with 20 advanced level questions that will test your knowledge. You'll have 10 seconds to answer each question. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. Think you've got what it takes to conquer this history challenge? Let's find out. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? Margaret Thatcher became the first female Prime Minister of the UK in 1979, serving until 1990. Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady, promoted free markets, privatisation, and reduced government control. She reshaped Britain's economy, weakened unions, and strengthened US ties. Admired for toughness, but also criticised for increasing inequality. What was the main cause of the fall of the Western Roman Empire? The Western Roman Empire fell in 476 AD largely due to invasions by various barbarian tribes, including the Visigoths and Vandals. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 was fought between which two groups? The Battle of Hastings saw William the Conqueror's Norman forces defeat the Anglo-Saxon King Harold II, leading to Norman control of England. Who was the last Tsar of Russia before the Russian Revolution? Tsar Nicholas II was the last emperor of Russia, overthrown during the Russian Revolution of 1917, which led to the rise of the Soviet Union. Which treaty ended the 30 Years' War in 1648? The Peace of Westphalia ended the 30 Years' War, a conflict mainly fought in Central Europe, and marked the beginning of modern state sovereignty. What year did Christopher Columbus first reach the Americas? In 1492, Columbus sailed across the Atlantic and landed in the Americas, marking the beginning of European colonization in the New World. Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer, made 4 Atlantic voyages, landing in the Caribbean in 1492 while seeking a route to Asia. His journeys, backed by Spain, opened the Americas to European colonization, but also led to the exploitation of indigenous peoples. He remains a controversial figure for both his discoveries and their consequences. The Boxer Rebellion took place in which country? The Boxer Rebellion occurred in China from 1899 to 1901 as a nationalist movement against foreign influence and Christian missionaries. Which empire was ruled by Genghis Khan? Genghis Khan founded the Mongol Empire in the early 13th century, which became the largest contiguous empire in history. Who wrote the political treatise, The Prince? Machiavelli's The Prince, written in 1513, is a seminal work of political theory advocating pragmatic and often ruthless leadership tactics. The partition of India in 1947 created which two new countries? The partition of India in 1947 led to the creation of two independent nations, India and Pakistan, as a result of religious and political divisions. Who was the first emperor of unified China? Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of the Qin dynasty, unified China in 221 BC and is known for building the Terracotta Army and beginning the Great Wall's construction. Which famous structure was completed during the reign of Emperor Vespasian and his son Titus? The Colosseum in Rome was completed around 80 AD during the Flavian dynasty and became an iconic symbol of Roman engineering and entertainment. The Great Fire of London occurred in which year? The Great Fire of London devastated much of the city in 1666, leading to extensive rebuilding efforts, including St. Paul's Cathedral. Who was the longest reigning emperor of Japan, ruling from 1926 to 1989? Emperor Hirohito, also known as Showa, reigned from 1926 to 1989, witnessing Japan's transformation through World War II and its post-war recovery. The 100 Years' War was primarily fought between which two nations? The 100 Years' War, 1337 to 1453, was a prolonged conflict between England and France over territorial claims and royal succession. Who discovered the sea route to India around the Cape of Good Hope in 1498? Vasco da Gama's voyage in 1498 established the first sea route from Europe to India, boosting Portuguese dominance in trade. Which document signed in 1215 is considered the foundation of constitutional law in England? The Magna Carta, signed in 1215 by King John, established the principle that even the monarch is subject to the law and laid the foundation for constitutional rights. What was the primary cause of the US Civil War? The US Civil War, 1861 to 1865, was primarily caused by deep divisions over slavery and its expansion into new territories. Which European city was divided by a wall from 1961 to 1989? The Berlin Wall divided East and West Berlin from 1961 to 1989, symbolizing the Cold War divide between the Soviet bloc and the Western world. The Treaty of Tordesillas in 1494 divided newly discovered lands between which two countries? The Treaty of Tordesillas divided the New World between Portugal and Spain, with Portugal receiving territories in modern-day Brazil and Spain claiming much of the Americas. That's the end of our quiz. How did you do? If you scored high, you might just be a history expert. Don't forget to share your results in the comments and let us know which question was the toughest for you. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next quiz. See you next time.